your selection now.
Oh boy. I just really can't believe I actually have to play this again. Well, anyway, first of all, I do know it's been like about how shall I put it? I don't know, like about a couple weeks since my previous stream. But yeah, basically that was because I had to work on moving out of my old apartment, and so yeah, that took quite a bit of time. But anyway, the reason I'm going back to Action 52 is because, well, I'm actually, well, not just Action 52, I'm also going to be redoing Cheetahmen 2 for that matter. But the reason why I'm going back to this game is because I want to cover up a couple of games that I accidentally missed the last time I streamed this. So, and that was Beeps and Blips, and also Jigsaw. But other than that, I seem to have covered most of the other games quite well, despite some of them. I only recorded only a little bit of footage of them. Well, streamed footage, my mistake. But, yeah. Otherwise, though, even if I did the rest of the games, they would just be more of the same crap. So it was just definitely not worth it. However, there is one particular game that I was meaning to cover more of, and that was Non-Human. I was meaning to give it another go after I finished the second screen. However, I never got around to it because, well, for some reason I forgot about it. But you can probably thank Action 52 for that because it just makes you go so ballistic that you forget about everything else. But anyway, let's just get this over with because this game is just going to test my patience the longer I play it. Anyway, let's just start. Number 43, Beeps and Blips. Okay, so I guess I'm playing as like a diamond of some sort, and I guess I'm shooting at other shapes. What am I even shooting at exactly? I have no idea what. Not to mention the music. I'm not sure if you notice, but if you remember, but apparently this music is actually recycled from They Came. No effort went into making new music for this whatsoever. Okay, I gotta give them the game credit though. At least you can move in two directions at once. That's something I never thought that I would notice in an Action 52 game. Also, the 1-ups that I'm collecting, those don't give you an extra life. Instead, what they do is basically give you an extra hit point. You notice those tiny squares on the side of the diamond? Those are that's armor. Just in case you didn't notice. And apparently not a whole lot of people actually know that. But I can't actually fault them for it, considering how this game never explains anything. Okay, like in I guess like in Operation Full Moon, I'm now inside a computer's motherboard, I guess. And I guess I'm a computer program. It makes sense now. I guess I'm a computer program trying to defend it from viruses, I guess. That would actually kind of make sense. So, yeah. But naming the game just Beeps and Blips, okay, I will admit, at least they're being upfront with the music this time, because that's all it ever is. Oh, never mind, I guess I'm not I'm not inside a computer anymore. Instead, I'm in some dysfunctional background, I guess. I can't even make up words for this anymore. I guess I'm... oh, never mind. I guess... oh, oh, wow. Great. Enemies that home in on me. That's just perfect. You know what? I've shown enough of that game. Anyway, moving on. Number 49, Jigsaw. Now, I do know this is another one of those games that just barely works on the NES, aside from Alfredo and the Fennec. And however, fortunately, I don't have any problem like showing this thing to you because this game is being run on an emulator. I'll state that right now. I don't actually own a physical copy of this game. Thank goodness, because last time I checked, a copy of Action 52 costs like over $400 these days. And given how bad this game is, it's definitely not worth spending your money. Just, even for those of you who are morbidly curious like I am, just please don't. Just stay away from it. I only downloaded a ROM of this game so that I could show it, just to make people aware of how bad this game is. But well, even though I already know that reviews of this game have been done to death, but even so, I just felt like I wanted to give it a bash anyway. But anyway, getting to the topic at hand. I guess I'm playing as, like, a construction worker, I guess. And I guess I'm shooting nails at, tools with legs, I guess. I'm guessing if you go down here, you get stuck. Oh, nope, I guess I was wrong. It turns out they kill you. But yeah, it's not that incompetent. Thank the Lord. Well, anyway, I know that this game can work on the NES. However, it rarely does. It only starts up whenever it feels like it. At least from what I've heard. Oh, never mind, game over. You know what? I'm gonna try this again because I at least wanna try to show off the next level if I can, because I've never made it to level 2. Only problem is that the nails only hit the enemies whenever it wants to. Whenever they want to. My mistake. This game's got me so messed up in the head right now. Only about a few minutes in, and it's already messing with my mind. Now, as I said, I don't own a physical copy of this game, and in case if you missed it earlier from the previous stream of Action 52, I did not destroy an actual hard copy. I did not destroy an actual cartridge of this game. I only was pounding. The noise you heard in the background at the end of the stream was me pounding a fake cartridge with a flashlight. Just for the effect. So, I just thought I'd make you guys aware of that. But yeah, I was only just trying to add in a bit of humor to it. So, yeah. Apparently, I've also noticed that some of the enemies keep vanishing for some reason. Like that. You saw that, right? I didn't even kill him. Well, I killed the enemy that I previously killed, but the one that vanished, I didn't even kill him. I'm not joking. Look at this. I'm fighting saws with legs, pliers, hammers with legs. It's like every tool in the garage just came to life and is trying to kill you. And how is it that the enemies can walk right through the platforms? That makes absolutely no sense. Oh, never mind. I guess. Okay, now we have half a desk in the background. Oh, jeez. What? I just walked right through that platform. Can you believe that? What is that thing? I have no idea what that is. Again, this game is not very specific with its enemies. Oh wow, that guy that saw just got stuck in the stuck in one of the platforms. It kind of reminds me of one of the gumballs in what was the name of it? Oh yeah, Lollipops, where one of the enemies got stuck in one of the platforms. That just proves how bad Action 52 is. And why I would not wish this upon anybody else. And of course, just like every other Action 52 game, the music is awful, of course. There was absolutely no way I could have avoided that. But anyway, that's about enough of that. Anyway, I'm going to do what I promised, and I'm going to try to show the rest of Non-Human. Because, after all, I feel compelled to show you what's wrong with the rest of this game. Now, as I mentioned before, the background is made of the same tiles over and over, and all they ever used were solid colors and a green face and on the bottom of the screen, just over and over again. And of course, not only that, but you also have to time your... in case you missed it, you have to time your trajectory right, otherwise you just end up going... I couldn't really demonstrate it, but if you don't time... yeah, you just end up going right through the platforms. So, you have to get into yourself at the right trajectory just to make those jumps. Also, keep pressing the fire button, because you never know when an enemy is going to pop up on the screen. Oh, never mind, I guess one of the enemies just touched my foot and I died. Thank you, Action 52. Fantastic. Praise be to Active Enterprises and their stupid Sega Genesis version of Action 52, which we'll get to later. Also, as I mentioned before, that space to the bottom, well, to the mid-left of the screen, you can actually get stuck there, and you can't go back. You can't go back, so if you fall off one of those platforms, you're pretty much stuck, because you can't jump up high enough to reach those platforms again. Damn it. Might as well... It's not like it matters if I reset the level anyway, because, well, if I can somehow manage to get to the end of this level, you'll see why. trust me, you have not seen anything in this game yet. Also, apparently I can make this guy moonwalk if I wanted to. But I've always wondered, what is that guy supposed to be? He looks, like I mentioned before, he looks like he has a hang glider strapped to his back. Oh yeah, and every time I'm at a standstill, whenever I fire, I can make his legs move, even though I'm not moving. Oh yeah, of course, of course that returns the dying in midair trick again. Or flaw, I should say. Because that's exactly what this game is, just... Well, it's not just flawed, it's... This game is evil. I can already tell that for a fact. Okay, now those guys are right over there. There's no way to shoot them, and those guys fire projectiles. So, if you ever want to get past that, if you want to get past those guys, you basically have to just back up and make a lucky jump. Oh, never mind. I guess it was too late for that. Wow. You know what? I'm going to make a conscious effort to get through this, no matter if I die or not. Because it's not like the extra lives seem to matter, because even if you... no matter how many times you die, you have to restart the whole stage over again anyway. Because there are absolutely no checkpoints in any part of this cartridge. Well, that is unless you beat one of the levels. That's the only time there's a checkpoint, just at the start of the level. Unfortunately, those worm things or whatever, you can't kill them. So you can only jump over their projectiles and pray that you make it. Okay, so now the foreground changes for some reason, and at least we finally started seeing some new enemies, at least. And this is exactly why this is exactly why I said that no matter how many times you die, you don't need your extra lives, because this game only has one level, believe it or not, as you saw right there, just one level. Even if after you beat the first level, it just loops back into the start. So that's about all I can show about this game. So yeah, anyway, I did as I promised. So anyway, I showed off Beeps and Blips and Jigsaw and showed the rest of non-human. So that about wraps up the NES version of Action 52. And now it's high time I get to the main event. This time I'm gonna show you. Well, first of all, let me get a drink real quick. Need that after all that. So anyway, it's high time we get to the main event. It's time we go back to Cheetahmen 2, because as I mentioned before, after you beat the second level boss, well, the 4th level boss, my mistake. You pretty much can't advance. However, I did manage to find a patch of the game, to find a patch that fixes that bug, so that you can pass the 4th level. And so now that I got this game patched, I can finally show you the rest of this game. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, good. Alright, so I'm going to go through some of the improvements on this. Of course, in the NES version of this game, there's a glitch that turns the ape-man green in the middle of the cutscene. However, he turns green at the end of the cutscene now. Unfortunately, they didn't correct the typo expirement, which is just, yeah. However, they did correct one typo. Stop Dr. Morbus before it's too late for the Cheetahmen. So that's at least one. Those are at least a couple of things they improved. Alright, so now let's get into the gameplay. Now, you notice those invisible pirates from earlier? It turns out they actually fleshed them out now. And the life bar at least looks like a life bar this time. And the wolves, the graphics on the wolves are a little bit better since last time. However, I can't say the same for the rest of the gameplay. Most of your enemies are still on the ground for one thing, and you can still die in midair. So, in other words, this game still sucks. But the guy who created the patch, it turns out it's not really his fault. I can tell that he did his best to fix all the major flaws in the game. So I will give him credit for that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get through the 4 levels again, and except one thing that hasn't been fixed is the fact that some of the blocks still change colors at certain times. Also, one thing that I forgot to mention about this game earlier is that basically they actually had this game planned. Active Enterprises originally had this game planned after Action 52, but Action 52 flopped so hard that they were forced to cancel this game, and it wasn't discovered until years later when. It wasn't discovered until years later when people actually found 1,500 copies of it in a warehouse. And the actual cartridge of this game, apparently the circuit board the circuit board for this game didn't even get its own cartridge, so instead they recycled the same plastic casing from Action 52. Which probably explains why Action 52 is even more rare than it was, like, years ago. But at least I will give them credit, though. At least that's 1,500 less copies of Action 52 we need to worry about. Because at least Cheetahmen 2 is at least one horrible game. I always question what. well, anyway, one of those enemies that I just came across, what did I just kill before? The creature from the Black Lagoon, or Godzilla, or something like that? I don't know. But anyway, unfortunately, the programming flaw for the first boss still hasn't been corrected. Because all he ever does is just run to the right, and never changes his pattern. Alright, so now we're moving on to Hercules, the big cheetah, and at least the good news to know is that the jumping glitch still works. Also, remember those pirates that I said that on the first level they were fleshed out more? Not the same case with these ones, for some reason. Hello, Misaki. Welcome to the stream. Yep, I'm basically just all I'm really doing is just fixing some of the mistakes that I made since the last time I streamed Action 52. So that's about it. I realized that I accidentally skipped a couple of the games, so I went back and did those. And now, since I patched this game, I'm going to show the rest of it, since I couldn't last time. That's basically what's going on. But anyway, yeah, just keep using the jumping glitch to bypass most of the enemies. Besides, works every time. Well, just as long as you don't go through the top of the screen and die. That is. All right. And so now, since I have a patched version of this game, we can now bypass the ape-man, and so that's at least the good news. And so now we're, I guess, I can't remember the names of the Chias that much, but I think it's either Apollo or Ares. I think it's Apollo. So yeah, we're now on the 5th level, which is pretty much, this level is recycled from the original Cheetahmen, so yeah, that was a bit lazy on their part. But what makes this different is that we now have different enemies, like flying axes, flaming arrows, UFOs, I guess. Thankfully, you can actually bypass many of these enemies with a jumping glitch like you could in the previous levels. And you're going to need it for this level in particular as well, because in this level it gets insane, because not because it's the last level, but it's because they throw everything in the entire game at you. And these birds actually move faster than the ones in the first couple of levels. And as you can probably notice, this level is actually recycled from the original Cheetahmen as well. Just, wow. What a pathetic effort. Anyway, so here we are, the final boss. Basically, the boss that I'm facing, well, the first boss, as you can probably tell, was Dr. Morbus. However, this boss, we don't even get any mention of him. And from what I can remember, this guy's name is basically Cygor, and nothing is ever mentioned of him. And basically, however, he is mentioned in the Cheetahmen comic book that came with Action 52. And he's only Dr. Morbus's henchman, believe it or not. So basically, the final boss is his henchman. Wow. And thankfully, he's not that hard. All you have to do is hit him when he's running at you, and then just jump as quickly as possible. Now, there were originally supposed to be about 10 levels of this game. However, after you beat the 6th level, it's game over. There's nothing really after that. It just goes back to the title screen. Worst ending ever. So, yeah. Anyway, that wraps up Action 52. And that being said, I am completely done with it. Oh yeah, that's right. And there was also another Action 52 on the Sega Genesis. I'll have to get to that one later. Right now, I am simply in no mood because Action 52 for the NES and Cheetahmen 2, these games have sucked me dry. Anyway.